Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Homestead. I figured today, let me give you a tour of the homestead here and what we've got going on. I'll show you every little thing we've got planted, what's next to come. Check it out. Okay, guys, this is the very entrance of our drive, and I'm sorry my dogs are barking on top of the hill. But a year and a half ago, we planted 2 red maples, one on each side, okay? And I think they will be beautiful as an entrance to the driveway. We've got a lot of brush and bramble, guys. I know that. However, it's a work in progress, okay? But I think that these red maples, one on each side of this driveway, will be beautiful. We live out in the country. We live up on a hill. This right here is our pasture garden. I've made videos of that before. I call it the pasture garden because when I was a little girl, I was raised here. This was all pasture, and it was flat as it could be, and it was just beautiful to me. And usually my dad would come down here and burn leaves, and that would be all it would be good for. But there's several hills you can see right here in front of it. And when I got married to my husband, I said, look, I want this disced up. I want to plant down here. I think it will be good. And we have, and it's worked. At the very edge over here, we have fig trees. Now, last year I planted these. I still left the tags on them and everything. And how the price of things have went up. Do you see that? Look at that. They were $26.98 last year a piece. Go see them at the store now and tell me what you think. Anyways, they got frostbit badly. We planted these. In fact, I think I planted these a year ago today. It was April the 1st. I remember it was on my birthday. And that night we had the most horrendous frost. It was a hard freeze, but I see little buds. Let me zoom in if I can. I have to back the phone up. You can see there. So I really do think that they're going to put out. Now I've got one over here that I probably should have kept up better around the weeds. A lot of baby's breath bloomed around it. He's worrying me big time. But I do see a few little buds. He does look kind of rough on this side, but that looks like new growth. So I don't know. This is really just a gamble, okay? But I've got 1, 2, 3 to kind of loop around the edge. So I've never grown figs before. I have no clue. I know these are 3 different varieties, and we'll just see what happens, okay? Now I want to show you something here. Guys, we have the most beautiful sunrise in the mornings. It's just beautiful. Now, to the right of the pasture, we have 2 peach trees planted. One looks great, and the other one, it's looking so-so. I planted those last year. Yesterday, I got out in these weeds right here. The driveway curves up, it stays shaded, and I planted these azaleas. And I told my husband, I said, I really feel guilty because, first of all, this probably should have been weed eated before I done this. But I said, I feel guilty because these are not edible. I mean, I can't use these for anything. And he said, you know, sometimes you've got to feed yourself in other ways, not just your belly. Sometimes you got to feed your soul. And I thought that was pretty good what he said. That really struck me because these azaleas have given me so much enjoyment, guys. I've got them going all the way up the driveway. And look at this one. It's called Midnight Flare. It's just a blood red color, and I think it's just gorgeous. I love the light pink one, but you just walk up the driveway. That's Pink of Mobile. Beautiful. Another Midnight Flare. This one's called Purple Karen. Karen is the name of it. It's just a royal purple. Beautiful. And the Midnight Flare again. We've got dogwoods everywhere. Lots of trees down throughout the years. Hurricane Zeta took out quite a bit. So anyways, you walk up the drive here. Like I said, this is a long drive. And my azalea project really started up here the other day. I just love this view looking back. I think it's very pretty. I think all those azaleas will be beautiful once they get growing. You can see all the pine trees. that have fell. So I'm gonna turn you around. I planted these up under these pines because I feel like they'll just do great. It's acidic soil. They're in the shade. That one's Sun Glow. Another Karen. And I forget that one. I left the tags on it so I could see. I just love that little patch right there. I think that's so pretty. I'll turn you around. We've got a gate going into the drive. I planted azaleas all around the gate. And they have opened up today. That one is Sun Glow. I just thought it'd be so pretty in front of that pasture. I've got these going into our drive. That one's gorgeous. And I actually just kind of planted these on this hill on the opposite side of the gate. Just to add a little color, and I thought it was just very, very pretty all the way around. We've got a beautiful flowering Japanese cherry in the front yard. My dogs are upset this morning. It's probably the mailman, who knows. Anyways, I'm taking you around the front of the yard. And like I said, there's a lot of brush and bramble that we have cleaned and tried to clean, and we keep cleaning. Yesterday, we planted to make a hedge 10 blueberry bushes all down the front of the yard. I thought that that would make a great hedge, and we planted those right here in front of the front porch. And the whole point is edible landscaping. This will make a hedge. This will feed us, hopefully, okay? And it's a whole lot smaller than having fruit trees everywhere. We've just got these bushes all along the front yard. I had luck with blueberry bushes. Last year I planted them by my raised bed, and they did excellent. Some are already probably 5 foot tall. So I said, while they're the same price they were last year at our big box home improvement store, I said, let me go ahead and get some. Now, this year, this fall, I'm going to try to graft some and propagate some cuttings off the older blueberry bushes. And we may add these to our pasture garden. But anyways, guys, super excited over the blueberries. I planted blueberry bushes before the raised bed, and I wanted to make a walkway with a trellis. I want you to see here. This comes up shoulder high to me, and these were planted last year. And they do have little blueberries on them. Not as many as I would like, but they've got blooms, they've got blueberries. I showed you this the other day. These are our ducks. Okie and Pearl are back there. Then you have Minnie and Patsy's right here. They've done good. They've seemed to do okay. We've left the dog crate up for a shelter until we could get a house built. But they haven't even been in it. I mean, they just don't, they'd just rather be out on the ground, and that's just whatever. So, our Silky Pen. We have several Silkies in this pen, but not as many as I would like. But I want to show you this right quick. You might get to see this live. Guys, I have 3 broody hens, bless their hearts, and it should be any day now that we should have chicks. So my fingers are crossed. All 3 are in this box, and I am hoping that we'll have some chicks. Hoping. And they will peck you if you mess with their babies. Nothing this morning, but I keep looking. I want to see these babies. I love my Silkies. But that's it. It's just an A-frame type pen. and it is it is secured to the hilt. And actually, we had a possum get in here and get one of our hens because we left one little hole open. So my husband added that back. But anyways, and it's nice. There's this door opens up. Now all this behind us is part of everything. It's really just unusable right now, but we are actually going to plant fruit trees down here. This right here is our frizzled Cochin Bantam, George. He's really a frazzle, so everything he has is frizzled that we've hatched off of him. And then we've got 3 hens. So, and they are really in a palace, you could say. It's a dog kennel with chicken wire and then his little house. But the night that we lost so many chickens, George's house was by itself, and this was not around it, the structure. This was our grow out pen. So the day that we found all the chickens, we put George in here, because George, he has fought, he has hung through there through I don't know what, so old George cannot go. But anyways, we gotta fix something more permanent for him than this. But anyways, he is triply secure in here. This is one of the houses, and I want you to see here. This is all the dogs did. They just popped that wire. That's it. We should have known better, but it is what it is. You pick up and you learn next time. Biggest coop, okay? And I've got a few out free ranging this morning. That's Buford Jr. We name all of our roosters. And we thought it was a black lace red Wyandotte. Well, he's gold. So we've got our barnyard mix in here with some blue lace red Wyandottes and just some Easter eggers that we've hatched off. They have destroyed my tulips. I think the rain got them the other night, but yeah. I got one old leghorn in there, and she's done great overall. And then we've still got some of this laying around we got to pick up. That's our pens, okay? And I've showed you what my husband built for the hens that we have here, but this pen, they're free ranging this morning. So we have Buford Jr. He's my favorite rooster. Right here we've got the raised bed, okay? We have our Quail Pen on the back side down here. These are the blueberries I was telling you guys about. They actually have little blueberries on them. We planted these last year, and this one is already up chest high on me. So these have done great. And guys, this soil that I planted these in is horrendous. It is horrendous. This used to be, let me give you a little backstory. I got a scarecrow that's fell over in the garden. There's my clothesline. This right here used to be a swimming pool from here on out, okay, towards the garage. This was all, I had it filled in. I said, no more. I don't want the thing. It's nothing but a snake mess. I just don't want it. I don't want it. Blah, blah, blah. So we got rid of it, filled it in, and then to the side of it is where we added the raised bed. And through here is where I've added all my blueberry bushes. I really want to do a walkway, and I've kind of laid out a few rock, and I would like a big arch going into the garden. I don't know if I want to do a cattle panel or something else, but I did want the blueberry bushes. Let me tell you guys, these are beautiful in the fall. Beautiful. I do have the pen over there on legs. That's our grow out pen for now. We'll call it on legs. It's just raised up. I just love my blueberries. Here's the greenhouse. Let me give you an update on it. Y'all, this is no fancy high tunnel or greenhouse, but that's one reason I wanted to do this stuff. I wanted to try it, and I got what I could afford at the time and what I wanted to start out with. And if this goes great, well, maybe someday, you know, I can have a high tunnel. But for right now, this will work, okay? Or we're going to see if it works. I will say, it is kind of warm in here. It's warmer than you would think, than it is outside. The only thing I must say is these sprouts that I've got, it's like they are not growing. So let me tell you something. He's got 2 true leaves, but it's taken forever. I've showed you this video. What I'm going to tell you about this greenhouse is, it's like this stuff is stunted. It's not going to be leggy by any means. That's the best looking lettuce leaf I've had. However, it's not growing fast. So the very first day you can start your seedlings, you need to start them. If you're starting in the early spring, I will say I noticed this yesterday. We have a Bremer tomato. That was 3.5. Today's April the 1st. Okay, and it could be because it's been cooler out here at night, but it's been hot in here during the day. These haven't even opened up yet. That's Wash's tomato. Wash's tomato from Baker Creek. I've got 2 little sprouts. I was going to let them do and just see what opened. Oh, y'all are seeing this with me. There's another Bremer. Look down in there. I'll be dogged. I will be dogged. But anyways, it's worked. It has worked. But it's slow, okay? It's slow. But it's kept all of this out of my house. Now, I started all these the other day. We did our Baker Creek Rampicante squash. We did the vine melon. We did cucuzzis. We have the Clay County yellow mated watermelon. That's my vine mango melon. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got. Clay County watermelon. Baker Creek yellow crookneck squash. And I believe zucchini. That's Black Star zucchini. That was not Baker Creek. Over here we've got some of our pumpkins, the Rouge d'Antan, however you say it in French. We've got Royal Golden watermelons. Now these should come on up, okay? Hopefully. And last but not least, we have blue Hubbard squash and spaghetti squash back here. So we started all of that the 28th, and I'm waiting very impatiently for this stuff to sprout. Now, I left some of this in the seed packets. I didn't plant all of it because I want to experiment. So, I can direct seed this stuff if I have to. The tomatoes and all, no, but I'm going to have to. Y'all, I see another one. No, I showed you that one already. I see I'm wheeling these tomatoes on. Wheeling these on. We've got some knockout roses all along this right here. This old border that used to be a pool. Now, this is where I had all of my buckets last year. You can still see the marks on the pavement. If you see red growth, red leaves, that means it's growing, doing good most of the time. Now, my first canning video that I'm going to do for you guys as soon as these bloom, which these, what I'm trying to tell you, the roses and the blueberries have done excellent in very poor soil. I have added coffee grounds to these religiously during the spring and summer with the rain. I have done that. You may not want to do it. I don't know. But when my very first canning video, I'm going to do either rose jam or rose jelly. These have had no pesticides on them. They're off the road. They're not sprayed. None of that. I want to show you edible landscaping. It does not always have to be a fruit bush. It can be something like this, okay? And how good would that be? The petals from these roses to make jam or jelly on a homemade biscuit. What you talking about? So, you can go buy these. These things, they're knockout roses. They bloom twice a year. Use those petals. Use the petals, guys. Get creative. Be very careful. Just like I said with the azaleas, though, you cannot touch those. Those are poisonous. So, speaking of azaleas, now we're kind of in the backyard here. I've got some Encore Azaleas I just planted the other day. Those are royal purple coming up the deck here. And that one is bonfire, I believe. And then I've got just a little bed here around this Bradford pear tree with all these azaleas. Guys, I got these, and I planted them very close together. I know that. I got these 2 or 3 years ago on sale for $3 a piece. And that's what coffee grounds will do. Look at him. Look at the purple, the pink. I've got little solar lights. I've added little metal doodads in there like this. Like my husband said, sometimes you just need to feed something else besides your belly. And that's the whole thing. You do not have to, it just really hit me hard. It does not have to be constantly something to eat to homestead. It does not. Like these right here. Look at those little wind doodads. They're wind chimes, but I just think they're beautiful. There's some more wind chimes. And then my big ones right there. That's all left over from Hurricane Zeta. We just had another pine tree fall the other night during the high winds. The moral of the story is, guys, we have animals, and to you it may not look like a farm. To me, it really doesn't look like a farm, like a sure enough farm. I think it's because it's so spaced out, and we've got like Pasture Garden and then pens up here, and you know, you don't have to have a barn to be a homesteader. You don't have to have 300 acres to be a homesteader. You can do this on 3 acres like we're doing. You can do it. Mainly it's just eating what you grow and growing your own food. That's it. Or at least attempting to. And try not to go to the store so much and depend on someone else to grow your food. And you know, it's just all about saving money. And really, honestly, to me, homesteading is just living the old-fashioned country life. Just staying home and being out in the yard all the time and trying to do the best you can. That's just me. Maybe different to you, but that's what homesteading is to us. And like I said, I just wanted to give you a little tour. I didn't show you quite everything. We're simple, guys. We don't live in a big fancy house. We don't live on green acres. We're out here doing the best we can, okay? So if we can do it, you can do it, all right? See what you can put in your backyard. We'll see you next time on Harmon Homestead.